We do another review now of Celestial Toyroom magazine. There's the old police box there. I think the reason why the TARDIS has always been disguised as a police box is because the doctor's never got the doctor. I think there's only ever been one episode of Doctor Who where the Doctor's chameleon circuit has been fixed, and it was one. It was one of the the stories of the Colin Baker era. The what was his sixth Doctor Who? Colin Baker, and he actually got the TARDIS's chameleon circuit fixed, and it was it took on the appearance of some sort of electric organ. But apart from that, I think it's always been a police box in every episode. It's in an unearthly child, the doctor's granddaughter. It explained all the other things that the TARDIS had took an appearance of, besides a police box before the before the chameleon circuit got knackered, as it were. This is Celestial Toyroom. It's the official magazine of the Doctor Appreciation Society. And on the back of it, we can see the actor who played the fourth Doctor Who, Tom Baker. I used to communicate with him on his official website. There he is with K9, the robot dog K9. The name was spelt with a K and a 9. Editorial by Ian Wheeler. Hello and welcome to another issue of Celestial Toyroom, the world's longest running Doctor Who publication. These are exciting times for Doctor Who. We have a whole new era to look forward to, starring Blibbidi as a Doctor. How to spell, I don't know how to pronounce that. Mel Gibson, I think that's how you pronounce it, as his companion, Ruby Sunday. With Russell T Davies and his team once again overseeing the show, you can guarantee that whatever happens, we're in for a roller coaster of a ride. But before that, we have the 60th anniversary to look forward to, and 3 Doctor Who specials starring David Tennant and Catherine Tate. To celebrate the fact that David is once again the current Doctor, the 14th, our front cover of this issue celebrates the new Tennant era, from regular CT cartoonist Anthony Moore. Anthony has incorporated elements from every one of David's televised stories, and I'm sure you'll gain as much pleasure from trying to spot them all them as I did. After this issue, we are delighted to present exclusive interviews from actor Michael Troughton and top Doctor Who comics artist Christopher Jones and Stephen Wyatt. Barnaby Eaton Jones and Christopher Gard reveal all about Me and Him and Who, the new audio production about the later years of 1980s Doctor Who producer John Nathan Turner and his partner Gary Downey. All that plus features from CT Star Wars, Grant Bull, Donna Lucas and Jez Strictly, reviews and views on the future of Doctor Who from some familiar names. I'm sure that many of you will be looking forward to our Time and Riverside event in March and the return of the Capital Convention in April. Both events look set to be highly memorable, and I know that members of the DWAS team have been working very hard behind the scenes to make them a great success. In the wider world of Doctor Who, Season 9, starring John Pertwee, is scheduled for release on Blu-ray in March and looks set to be a very welcome addition to the range. As a huge fan of the Sea Devils in particular, but definitely one of my top 10 Doctor Who stories of all time, I'm delighted to see the story in its season 9 stablemates finally getting the Blu-ray treatment. Once again, the official announcement of this box set was accompanied by a specially shot trailer which has been very positively received. It's wonderful to see the Sea Devils mythos extended. And it's always a treat to see Katie Manning as Jo Jones, a character who seems to be having as much impact in the 21st century as she did in the 20th. Long may she continue. There are changes afoot for both Celestial Toyroom and the DWAS, Doctor Appreciators Society. As a whole, I hope you'll stick around for the ride. See you around, Ian. Right, there, it's Celestial Toyroom, issue 539. There's the first article, Michael Troughton, Still Smiling, by Ian Wheeler. Michael Troughton needs no introduction to Doctor Who fans. He's the son of second Doctor Patrick Troughton and a respected actor and writer in his own right. Ian Wheeler caught up with him about his prospects, past and present. Hello, Michael. Your dad lived to see Doctor Who become a worldwide phenomenon, but I think even he might have been surprised to see it still going strong as it approaches its 60th anniversary. What do you think he would have made of it all? Right, that's all about his interview with Michael Troughton. I'll tell you who Patrick Troughton was. I'll show you who he was. See, got my collection of Doctor Who DVDs here. There he is. The faceless ones. That's the man himself, Patrick Troughton, and Michael Troughton is his son. But he's died. He died ages ago. I don't. But I think his son is still alive. I think anyway, and that's I'll go through this magazine now because that's what I'm doing a review of this. Oh, I could have shown you, but there he is. There, look, playing the recorder. There's Patrick Troughton. There he is again. Look, you can see his face, can't you? And there again. Was a great year to be a fan? By Dana Lucas. 2023 is a busy year to be a Doctor Who fan. I can imagine all the special merchandise that most of us will struggle to find in shops. It won't be long before I see posts on social media about how a collector found a local shop shelf stocked with 60th anniversary branded box shumblies, you know, a special edition model on wheels with a top section that can be pulled upwards with extendable antennas that activates authentic light and sound effects. There will be lots of books re-examining the show's history, going over the facts we have read many times before but slightly reworded, plus pages of new information discovered in long forgotten dusty files found in the attic of a person who was involved in the programme for a couple of decades ago. There's the first 5 doctors there. First 5 actors are played to play the Doctor there. There they are all together. Blue Box in the Distance. Fanzine Memories by Grant Bull. Doctor Who is like a returning friend, one you haven't seen for a while, but when you do meet up again after some time apart, everything feels like yesterday, and you take so much comfort and contentment from time in each other's company. Those times, for me, were first watching wide-eyed as a child as the 7th Doctor and Ace battled Daleks and more, then watching and hoping for more of the 8th Doctor on our screens after one evening in '96 onto building a video collection whilst in college and lining up those spines with the names of serials standing so boldly and enticing in a row. Then the flames dimmed. In the Frame, Christopher Jones by Ian Wheeler. Christopher Jones is a comic artist of great acclaim whose Doctor Who work includes such popular stories for Titan Comics as The Herald of Destruction by Paul Cornell and Operation Volcano by Andrew Cartmel. Ian Wheeler caught up with him. Let's have a look at the front cover. There's Davros. That thing there, I'm not sure whether that's an Ood or a Jaggeroth. It was the Jaggeroth with this infinitely old race that were featured in a story from the Fourth Doctor's era. That is the Fourth Doctor there, Tom Baker, and he was starring with Lala Ward in a story called City of Death. There was this. It was all very complicated. It was supposed to have been that the process of evolution had been hastened by the radiation from this Jaggeroth spaceship when it exploded so many 400 something or whatever millions years ago, and that's how it all got here because. I don't know how many million years ago it was. There'd been this explosion when this Jaggeroth spaceship had exploded, and the radiation had speeded up the process of evolution on Earth, and that's how it all got here. But this Scaroth. He was the last of the Jaggeroth, and he'd been scattered throughout. But he'd been scattered throughout 12 time bit periods, throughout 12 different periods in Earth's history by this explosion. And it was trying to get to achieve time travel, so he could travel back in time to stop this event from happening, so that his race wouldn't have died out, and that all life on Earth would have never have existed. Pretty complicated stuff, isn't it? Looking forward. We asked a panel of Doctor Who fans and creators 3 questions about the future of Doctor Who. Here's what they came back with. What's your hopes for the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who? I was hoping for a delightful nostalgic fest with lots of references to the classic series. I remember the delight of the 5 Doctors when I watched it at age 11. I'm hoping they cram as many former Doctors and companions in as possible while we still have them. What does Russell T Davies have to do to ensure the long-term future of the programme? I think bringing in RTD think bringing in RTD in was the right move for the long-term future of Who. His ideas and hints of having a multiverse is a way to go to match other franchises like Star Wars. We had the Sarah Jane Adventures and Torchwood under his first watch. Let's hope there are lots more like this yet to come. So yes, there's the interview as it progresses in his magazine. Me and Him and Who by Ian Wheeler. Books and stuff, reviews. Doctor Who and the Daleks, the official story of the films by John Welsh from Titan Books. Not particularly. That's John Nathan Turner. The John Nathan Turner production diary 1979 to 1990 by Richard Molesworth from Chalice Publishing. There have been so many non-fiction books about Doctor Who published over the decades that coming up with an idea that has a new angle is increasingly challenging. You either need a very original idea or access to rare and unique research material. In this case, Richard Molesworth has had access to the archive of the late John Nathan Turner, producer of Doctor Who for the entirety of the 1980s. We are lucky that this material survives due to the fact that John and his partner, Gary Dowdy, rescued and preserved the material following the closure of the Doctor Who production office in 1990. With time on his hands during the lockdowns of the pandemic, Richard has had time to go through the material and compile this unique production diary. Me and Him of Who. Monstrous motives, Turlo, a selfish aspect. By Jess Strick. 40 years after the broadcast of the Black Guardian trilogy, Jess Strictly looks back at that was in the era of the Fifth Doctor, Peter Davison. Jess Strictly looks back at a companion whose motives are very different from the norm. That's Turlo, young bloke. As Doctor Who, he was actually still in school when he started in the series. Well, not maybe not in real life, but he was in the actual story of the series. He was a schoolboy. As Doctor Who's 20th anniversary season was gearing up from his twice-weekly run on BBC One. As Doctor Who's 20th anniversary season was gearing up for its twice-weekly run on BBC One, its production team was preparing to unveil a curious addition to the TARDIS crew. Until then, the Doctor's companions had joined him in his travels for an assortment of benign reasons, from mistaking the TARDIS for an actual police box to simple curiosity to seeking the Time Lord's help. In February 1983, this untroubled sequence was shattered by the arrival of a companion whose key intention was to murder the Doctor. Played by the excellent Mark Strickson, Turlo first appears in Peter Grimray's time-twisting Mordrin Undead. The opening act in a trilogy of adventures centering on the Black Guardian's attempts to kill the Doctor. However, since this villain cannot be seen to act on his own account, he deploys agents to do his bidding. Entering into what amounts to a Faustian pact, Turlo is given a simple contract: murder the Doctor, who he is told is one of the most evil creatures in the universe, and in return for it, win his freedom from exile on 20th century Earth. That's an interesting one, that is. That's the Fifth Doctor, Peter Davison, with Tegan and Turlo Situation vacant. What's this? Vacant. What's this here? This is the last page of it. Or you could say the second to last page, because Tom Baker is on the last page, as I've already said. Situation vacant. We have an exciting opportunity with a vacancy for our new Celestial Toyroom. CT Editor. This is initially a 12-month voluntary role working with the DWAS executive team on CT between July 2023 and June 2024. The job includes the following: scheduling issues in advance, producing a calendar aligned to key Dr. Andor Society activities and events throughout the year. For example, convention coverage or anniversaries. Commissioning quality articles that make up the content of each issue. Editing the content to ensure quality control is in place, resulting in engaging and stimulating content for our members. Organising and liaising with a variety of contributors and exec members to ensure content, cover, artwork and overall design is managed to a high standard. Adhering to deadlines to ensure issues are printed and distributed on time. Proofreading all issues to eliminate errors and inappropriate material. Ensuring members receive a quality product that is value for money. Maintaining strict cost control. Recommending ideas for continuous improvement. This is a highly responsible position. The SCT, which is the oldest Doctor Who publication in the world, is a key output of a society and is sent to and seen by all of our members worldwide. The DWAS executive will support the induction of a successful candidate. If you're interested or would like more information, please get in touch at ct@wasonline.co.uk. Closing date 31st of March 2023. Well, not